I actually thought to start this video with, oh, Batman, but I prefer, the Bat Dance. Bat Dance!
Prince is gonna sue somebody.
Yeah. Bat Dance! Get the funk up! Bat Dance! Bat Dance! I said funk. I said funk, lady. That's what Prince said, okay? Prince doesn't curse. Batman!
He doesn't?
Batman!
Have you ever heard sexy about
Shh, quiet. I wasn't trying to keep it PG for our audience, okay? Hey guys, Misfit Anthony here with another Under the Lid. This time we're looking at Everybody Lies, or Everybody Lies. Haha, haha. So it is funny. It is very funny, actually. Yes, it's punny. So guys, this is a detective game from Portal. I love Portal. You guys are the best. I had the joy of working in their booth at Dice Tower East. Ignacy is an awesome guy. Always feed him cookies. Remember, that's his love. But thanks again, guys, for having me there. And we're going to go over Detective Everybody Lies. Now, this was actually one of the major games at Dice Tower East, and I was excited to get my hands on it because it's Batman-themed detective. If you haven't played Detective, it's probably one of my favorite, pretty much almost one of my favorite titles by them. I have a couple are all tied, Hiroshima Hex and da-da-da. But Detective was a game like no other, and I've preached how good it is, so I don't even know how many people. And it should have won the Spiel that year. I still think it beat Wingspan. But it's basically a social deduction game. Not a social deduction game, let me rephrase. It's literally a detective game. You are going through and trying to find out a crime. But there's a lot of deduction involved because it's literally giving you info, real world info in the case of the normal detective game, that you can look up and Wikipedia and all that other jazz, and you actually have to solve a crime. It isn't like something that they just give you. I mean, they have cards with info on them, but you actually have to think for yourself. You actually have to do your own deduction and things like that. It isn't just like, Clue, where you're just using card mechanics. You're actually figuring out crimes. And there's nothing like it. There's no other game like it, period, end of story. So what they do is they've taken, since it's such a good game, they've taken it and kind of rebranded it a little bit, kind of rethemed and things like that. And they've done that for a couple of different other detective titles or whatever. But this one is Batman themed, which if you love DC, you love Batman. Even if you don't like DC, you like Batman. And so they kind of have a different spin on this. And I'll go into that more, and we'll probably do a gameplay video at some point. We have envelopes. These are secret envelopes as you open up during the game. You are playing a character in DC land. Actually, classic characters. They went more comic booky with this one, and I'll go over that in a minute. We have our instruction booklet, and it's very similar. Gameplay is very similar to Detective. Basically, the mechanic-wise, it is not too heavy. Well, look at this. They got a cool Gotham City map. I like that. That's cool. Kind of goes over the areas of Gotham. It's kind of like a bad New York. Is there a good New York? I love New York.
Good New York is Metropolis.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. That is good New York. So you play one of four characters. You have Vicky Vale, Warren Spacey, Catwoman. I'm just going to punch these out, and Harvey Bullock, which are probably not as familiar for some people. They're based more off older DC comic stuff. And you play one of these four characters, and you go and try to solve a crime. And Batman, you are not Batman. I hate to break it to you, even though he's on the cover, you're not Batman. But you can ask him for help. You can go there and go to the Batcave and ask him for help. And see, there's a punch board of tokens here that are used in the game. And basically you go to ask him for help, and he'll give you clues and things like that. You have your little board that you actually move around. And then you have your actual cases. And so we have a prologue, and you have actually cases that will go through, and oh no, one of our case cards is bent. No. You will go through and actually have little comic strips that come out. And basically, as you go along, we'll tell you more about the story. It's actually kind of cute. And if you play Detective, all this has a little bit different mechanic where each of the characters have their own motivations. So it basically pigeonholes you or forces you to kind of solve it in different ways. It kind of adds a little bit more incentive in solving it in certain ways. But there isn't a whole ton of the game, and I'm not going to pop these as far as like pieces go. There's not a lot of minis or anything like that. But basically, I'm not going to pop these cards out either because they have secret info. And if you play Detective, you don't want to spoil yourself. But basically, you have your four cases in here, and you have your comic strips that go along with all the cases that kind of give you a visual guide to it. It's an awesome game. If you guys like Detective, definitely check it out. I can't sing its praises enough, especially if you like DC. But thanks, guys. This is all we have for Gotham today. I know they're working on expansions for this, so definitely check it out. And then we'll go into a couple gameplay videos of this, I'm sure. Thanks, guys, for joining me again. This is Tabletop Misfits, of course. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or like our videos. And I'm Batman. Game on.